The more Torah Shulchan.
Where are we?
The new ones. We're in the Shulchan. We're in the Torah, page Kuf Pei Hey. The first chelak, Kuf Pei Hey, Siman Chof Vav. Also, Laden Bifnei Dayani Goyim. You're not allowed to judge in front of Goyish Dayanim.
Kuf what?
You're allowed to go to court, basically. Kuf Pei Hey. You know.
I had it open.
Also, Laden Bifnei Dayani Goyim. You're not allowed to go in front of Dayani Goyim. Afilu, but then Shudanin Kedin Yisrael. Even if in this case, in this sugya, they pass like Jews. So, for example, if you go to a base din, you say remove a money, they'll make it base. Even the Goyim will do the same thing. It's still also to go to Goyim. V'chala dan b'dinayim, anyone who does go to court, hara yizeh rasha. V'ki'ilu chirif v'hirim yada v'tos Moshe. We saw the Shulchan Aruch says the same thing. Okay. V'im baldinoi alim, if the guy you're trying to take to court he's a tough guy, he's a mafioso, ve'ein yochel leitzi minu b'dinei Yisrael, and by Dayana Yisrael, you can't get the money out of him in court in Beis Din, either because he's just not going to pay, or because you know the base is not going to be fair to you. Maybe you can't go to Beis Din.
I'm sorry. What's chiref and hirim? Hirim is raised.
Mecharef is someone who's
Harif.
someone who
Harif is
Speaks
okay,
very
fine,
spicy.
All right. Okay.
yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay. I couldn't see.
What does it mean in English, Sharef? Because it's like a curse. It's like yeah. V'im ein yochel leitzi b'menu b'dayan Yisrael. Yitven et tchila b'dayan Yisrael. If you can't get it in court, you first go to Beis Din. And if he doesn't want to come to Beis Din, so you get reshus from Beis Din to go to court, to go to Goyish court. Kosov Bala Trumas. This is what I wanted to see. The Bala Trumas says, Loive shechiyev atzmei bekinyan bekach v'kach leilechim amalva lodem b'dinei goyim. So I borrowed money from Benji, and I said to him, I'm going to pay Benji $1,000 if I don't go to court. So I paid Benji a knas of $1,000 if I don't go to court, right?
Court, not to Beis Din.
To court. The dinei goyim. So I was mechayiv myself, and I bought from him $100. I said, if I don't go to court, I'll pay $1,000 penalty, right? He knows I'm not going to want to go to court. He says, okay, you pay $1,000 to me if you don't go to court. I know you're going to try and say, no, I'm not allowed to go to court. I'm only based in. No, so then you got to pay the $1,000 fine, right? If the money lender here, the bank, has a certain schus that he'll get more in court than by Yisrael, v'loi b'dinei Yisrael. For example, let's say in court, the witness is a korev, and in court they accept the witness, but in Beis Din we're not going to accept the witness. Well, the witness is a apostle, he's a mamzer, and in Beis Din they're not going to accept this witness, but in court they'll accept the witness, right? So he has more of a koyach to win. Why do I want to go to court? Because I know in court I'm going to win, right? So if I've got more of a schus in court, yochel lachzabay. Ein a loiva yochel lachzabay. The loiva, the guy who borrowed the money, can't be chayza. He wrote in the contract he's going to go to court. He has to go to court. She'ein moy lacha kinyan klum. Tremendous chiddush. So the Baal Truma says, if in the contract you wrote down that we're going to go to court, and you've got more of a schus in court, it's not just we're going to go to court. You've got more te'elis in court. For example, it's after Shemitah, and in Beis Din they'll say Shemitah happened. You didn't write you got Moshe Strois of the Beis Din. You didn't write a prosbol, so you lose the loan. You can't get your money back. Where's your prosbol? First thing the guy says, you go to court, so you owe your money from 10 years ago. Okay, bring me your prosbols from the last 2 Shemitahs. Otherwise I'm not paying you, right? That's what everyone does. So, but in court, they don't care about prosbol. They're not going to ask you for prosbol. So the guy says, I wrote we're going to go to court. Huh?
The Goyish court.
The Goyish court doesn't care about prosbol.
Okay.
I'm always using the word court meaning Goyish court. Beis Din is not really court. Court means,
Based on.
So what if there was no contract, but he didn't write a cruise ball, and he knows that lose the money that's supposed to work.
So what's the din? You lose the money.
In Goyish court, you win, though.
In Goyish court you win, but you didn't write a contract. You can't force a guy to go to court. And we'll see. The Baal Truma says like a big chiddush here. The Baal Truma says, once you said you're going to court, that's it. It means it's like writing a prosbul. You don't have to write a prosbul, just say we're going to court, and then they don't get the money. Because in court, in Goyish court, they don't care about Shemitah.
No, the question is if the Malva is allowed to take the money, which is no principle, even if he goes to Goyish court.
Well, he'll get the money. He'll get the money. He doesn't care. He's taking the money. I mean, if he's master mashkos of Torah, that's the question. Is he master mashkos of Torah, and therefore he doesn't own the money, or no, he did a kinyan on it, so it's chal. So it says the Baal Trumas, I can take you out of court. If the contract says I can take you to court, and I've got movers schus in court, so it's like I did a kinyan on that schus. I've got a kinyan on that taina, so maybe I can take you to court. She'ein moyel acha kinyan klum. Now you say, I don't want to go to court, I'm too from, too bad. You said you're going to court. It's like goyim can't be made, but if I say we write a contract that say beferish we're going to be makabel edus of goyim, I accept edus of a goyim, edus of a karov, edus of a apostle. You can be makabel edus. You can say I accept that edus, and then we have this contract, and then I've got to accept the edus. I can't say he's apostle. You accepted his edus. That was part of the contract. Was you accepted his edus.
But what if he writes a contract and says, I can accept the edus of apostle, and you still bring that to, is that okay for based in?
Yeah. If you write in a contract, you're going to accept the edus of apostle. Then you
So if you write a contract and they aid them on the contract, apostle.
Well, I don't think that will help because maybe.
But if you write, even though we know that they're apostle aid them, but we accept them.
So, but you sign that. We don't believe you
No,
sign
but
that.
if you wrote that, then you're saying it's fine.
Circular reasoning. You're saying if you're a separate contract, then maybe it's good.
We're using these apostle aid them, sign below my brother and my father, whatever it is.
There's no Adam on the contract. Adam Psulim.
Oh, we accepted them.
That says the Adam. We don't believe the Adam.
They'll accept Pasoladim and they'll give you counterfeit money.
Interesting point. So if he says, it's like you accepted Edus of Goyim. If you accept to go to a basin of Goyim, it's similar to accepting Edus of Goyim, and it works, says the Baal Trumas. Shein Yochel Akzabai.
Like make a contract that the halva has to be paid back before Adim, or the Adim will go in.
Right, that's what he's saying, exactly. That's a classic case. I can say, I can pay you back even in front of Goyim. There's no Jews say it's going to be hard for me to pay you back. You makabel Edus of Goyim. If I say I paid you back in front of Goyim, you accept that Edus. The contract written, signed by two tzaddikim, two yidden, right? But in the contract it says that you accept the Edus of Goyim or Psulim that I paid you back. Then it works. So Mamela also Edus of Basin is. If a guy writes in his contract, I'm accepting the Edus of the court of Goyim, just like Edus of Goyim, no nafkamina. Umikanan yoyme, says the Torah, crazy chiddush. Umikanan yoyme. Hoyel v'kaisim b'shtar chayv. Since every shtar chayv we write, sheyachal ligvos chayvay bein b'dinei Yisrael, bein b'dinei umais. In the most contracts we write today, I can collect the money in Beis Din or in court, goyish court. Rashai la'avir l'fnei dayonei goyim b'zman she'en yachal chayv b'dinei Yisrael. So automatically I can take you to dayonei goyim. Going of Shemitah in a case where I can't collect the money based in, like Shemitah happened. Anytime Shemitah was mishtamet, I can't go to Beis Din, so what am I left with? Goyish God, I'm allowed. For creates of Bezesh, Shahar economy are they, since we did a Kenyan, I can take you to Goyish God. That is the Baal Trumas.
So it's
Yeshal Milis like phew.
So it's like a prosbul, basically. It's like a pre.
It's not a prosbul, that's the thing.
It's not
He's
prosbul,
allowed to
but
be going doesn't mean he's allowed to be going
He says you're allowed to.
What?
He says you're allowed to. It's like a Kenyan. It's a Kenyan that the money was. It's not mishamet. What's pshat? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if they speak about it a bit.
I'm going to ask you a
amazing.
Your question's always terrible, so we're used to it.
What if you have a din with someone who's a respected Talmud Chacham,
Yeah.
and you know that any Beis Din you go in front of,
They're not going to be mechaker.
Yes.
It's like Elam. It's like
That's
something
what we
like
had
that.
already.
It's like Elam. So you can definitely take him to. You can drag him wherever you want. You can take him somewhere else. And then the stories about what was the story? The stories about Gedolei Torah that they didn't want to be judged. They went anonymously to a different town. They didn't. Nowadays with cameras, it's not so easy. Everyone knows what Rav Moshe Feinstein looked like, even in Israel. But in those days, someone wanted to take the shach to Beis Din, so they made him go to a different town. He didn't. That's a famous story that the guy mentioned. That he didn't tell him what. He didn't say what his name is. Just didn't tie it with your uncle, And then the Dayan says, I hear what you're tying. It's very good, but the shach just put out a sefer. It says exactly negative you. And he goes, I'm the shach. You don't understand what I wrote. that was the story. Yeah. Yeah. The moral of the story you're saying is that when you're Bal Davar, you can come up with any reason. Like you don't have to be a Talmud Chacham to come up with any of these svaras when you're actually in Beis Din. You can have anyone comes up with any svaras, and it's all like free for all now. You see the sugya totally differently when you're neged with them. It's like wow. Anyway, so says the Torah. Aval bizman she'achol choifai b'dinei Yisrael. If I could force a guy in Beis Din, kumoi b'dinei goyim, just like I could force him by the goyim, also lavir b'dinei goyim. It's also to take someone to the goyim. V'kinyan eino klum, and the kinyan is nothing. So when's the kinyan chal? When I can't take you to court, when I can't take you to Beis Din, like you're saying, the guy's the god of law. No one's going to paskin against him, right? So you can take him to court or the shmita. No one's going to. Beis Din will say you're potter straight away. Shmita, potter. He's a god of a Torah, potter, right? Whatever the reason is, you can't get the money in Beis Din. You can take him to court, goyish court.
I'm sorry beating a dead horse, but if there's a contract here with Sakapuzbu, then also in a Jewish court.
It's not a prosbul.
Okay, so then he's Ivor.
You're saying he can get the money, but he's but maybe could be you get the money. You're allowed to take the guy to goyish court.
But if you take the money, then you're Ivor on Shemitah.
No, the other
It has
guy
to be
has
like
the
that.
chi of being Mashamet.
Fine, but you're also causing
You-
it.
If they ever.
well, the whole reason principle was instituted is because people were afraid to take
Yeah,
out
but this is
loans.
not. It's not a principle because if it be a principle, then also a Jewish court
Hello?
would give it to him.
So we didn't know about
Ken.
principles.
Sorry, the package guy. Oven broke down, so. Hopefully we'll get cake next week.
What's next week?
Cake.
There's a guy trying to deliver an oven. Our oven broke, so hopefully now we'll be able to bring some cake. Okay, so says the Torah. Aval, where are we? Hold on. Da-da-da.
You can start there.
Okay, וכמו שקניין אינו כלום, גם הקנס שהסנה על עצמו בשביל הקניין אינו כלום. So, just like the kinyan is nothing, the knas is also nothing. So if I said to you, if I don't come to court, I'm going to pay you $1 million, do I have to pay $1 million? No. Because the kinyan wasn't chal, so therefore the knas also wasn't chal.
So the Kenyan wasn't Chal?
Now he's going back to the case where there's no Shemitah involved here. I can collect the money in Beis Din, but I decide to go instead to court. If I can go to both, and I go to, then the kinyan is not chal. The kinyan is only chal if I can't get the money by Yisrael. Then the kinyan is chal for the goyim. Again, if there's a Shemitah happened, or something else, or there's another raya, there's another reason why, in Dinei Akum, he's got more of a schus in this money, then the kinyan is chal, and I have to go to court. Because it's like he says to me, I'm getting this money with Eidim Psulim. I'm getting this money, even if there's Shemitah. It's like he's making a kinyan on the money. He has a schus in that money, so the kinyan is chal. But if he get the money based in or in court, there's no added benefit to go to court to this guy. So why did he say go to court? Stam, he's an Avarian. He's not trying to get more money out of me. He's not trying to get a stronger power here. He just wants to go to court. He doesn't trust Beis Din. So then the kinyan is not chal. But if the kinyan is not chal, there's no knas. So I have to pay the $1 million, the penalty, the fine.
Okay, So what if there's a case where, granted, you could get it from Basin, but he knows this guy and he knows people who do business with this guy. He wants on the court record that this guy had to pay this.
Too bad.
There's no court record.
They put the guy.
There's secondary consideration.
You mean if he's a crook? Yeah, he has no schus in the moment. Stop, you want to verschmutz the guy? You want to ruin his life? That's not. You have a schus in the moment. We're talking about you have a financial schus in.
You don't have a schus to talk about.
You have a financial benefit to go to court. Therefore, to go to goyish court. Therefore, you have a kinyan schal on that financial benefit. But if there's no financial benefit, added benefit to go to court, so the kinyan is not chal, and therefore the knas is not chal. Says the Torah. And therefore, Basin won't make me pay the $1 million fine. Ella. However, big however. If he says, if I don't pay, if I don't come to court, I'll give $1 million to charity, then it's chal. What do you mean by shechal a neder? Basin says the neder is chal. They tell you got to pay the knas, but Basin doesn't try to get the money from you. Okay?
Okay, so why is he hired?
He's chayv. It's like a neder. It's a neder. It's a neder. You say, if I don't jump over this wall, I'll pay a neder. You didn't do it, so pay the neder. You pay the tzedakah. For neder is tzedakah, it's chal. He doesn't have a schus in the money, because the first thing is if I don't pay you, I owe you money. That's not chal. But if I say I'll give money to tzedakah, which he doesn't benefit from that, we give it to random tzedakah. So, okay, skip 3 lines. Aval adoni avi arosh kosov. The Rosh says.
Why are we skipping?
Skip 4 lines. So aval adoni avi arosh kosov. The Rosh wrote, Afa pisha kaisim b'shtar lodon b'dinei umois. Even though you wrote in the shtar to go to court, ein b'chalzeh shelo yishamet. That does not mean that Shmita is not chal. She'ena kavana b'zeh, ela she'im hu eleim alim v'leitzai zdina sh'mekavla she'choyer b'dinei umois avaloi she'yav divei Torah. All that means is that, I guess the Rosh holds like you, all that means is not that the Shmita is not chal anymore. Of course Shmita is chal. Doesn't mean he's mastered to be able to devour Torah. Chas v'shalom. Talking about Russia, he doesn't want Shmita to be chal. Of course he wants Shmita to be chal. Rakma. He's, what's it called? He just means that if you're a violent guy, so I'll take you to court. None do shmita. Of course, shmita is mishamet. That won't help. Because of a b'tshuva, even if you say let's go to goyish court, you can't go to court. And guess what? The Yisrael judge also can't judge him lefi how the goyish judges judge. He doesn't get the extra schus. Can't say, okay, the guy in Basin, the dying in Basin shouldn't say, in court, we would accept these Eidim Psulim, so now I'm also going to accept Eidim Psulim. No. He's got to keep, Teres Hashem.
Even if it's in the contract.
Yeah. Ad kan divrei Torah. Okay, now let's start the Shulchan Aruch. Chof Vav, page all the way to the back. Kuf Nun, where are we up to? Kuf Nun Vav. So we'll go to Kuf Nun Zayin. Sorry, Kuf Nun Zayin, because we're running a bit late. Hamakabel Ola Bekinyan Lidon and Chavei Lefnei Akum. Page Kuf Nun Zayin, Shulchan Aruch, Kuf Simen Chav Vav, Seif Gimel. Chavav Gimel. Amakabel Olav Bekinyan Lidon im Chaver Lefnei Akum. Someone says to his friend, we'll have a contract and we're going to go to court. We're not going to the Beis Din. They're too expensive. We don't like them. Whatever the reason is. Im Chaver Akum Eina Klum. It's meaningless. So it's good to know if you ever want to calm someone down, if you're going to go to business with someone, you're right, we're going to go to court, we're not going to go to Beis Din. It means nothing. You have to go to Beis Din either way, right?
So he's cholik in the Torah.
We'll see. V'asa lidam b'fneihem, and it's nothing, and it's also to go. V'im kibel olav shem yelech lidain b'fneihem yeh olav kach v'kach laniyim. If he said, if I don't go to court, I'm going to have to give $1 million to charity, Also, it's also to go, but you've still got to give the money to stock. And some say that Basin don't take the money from you. We'll see. It's a big shiloh. Why doesn't Basin take the money from you? There's a huge kutzais over here. Hey, well, if we have time, we'll take a look.
For the netter?
Yeah, why doesn't Basin take the money? You know, we'll see this now because none do the sugya, but it's just interesting. Take a look in the kutzais, the second column on the right side.
Well, he made a neder, not before Rabin,
He made a neder, so it's a nidreit stocker doesn't have to be in Feirabim. A nidreit stocker, you
But it was an impossible condition according to this stock again.
okay. You made a neder.
So, but you
Made a netter. If the sun rises, I have to give $1 million.
You made a
of
netter
stock.
based on an impossible condition, so
It's not
it's
chal.
in a netter.
Okay. If the sun
If-
rises,
if-
I'm giving $1 million.
If you make conditions under duress,
You said-
He could go to court. It's answer.
conditions
what?
under duress, they're gonna beat me. You know what, fine,
you
I'll
can-
take care of it, I'll give you $1,000 on the
So
side.
normally you can be mataneder, but nidrit stocker, it's a big machlokes you can be mataneder. We pass you can't. I think we pass you can't mataneder. Maybe some say you can. If you make a neder, I'm going to give shul money to. We had a mice in a different shul than they, but the guy said I give $100,000 to. He didn't say I give $100,000. He said I'm going to give whatever everyone bids for whatever it was for chos and Torah. I'm going to give 3 times as much. Right, whatever you give, whoever bids the most chos and gracious,
I was there.
I'm going to have 3 times as much. Now, someone in shul didn't like this guy, or did like the guy, I don't know what. So he got everyone in shul to give $3,000. So they collected $30,000 from 10 people. That means he has to give $90,000. That was his Kabbalah. He said, whatever you fundraise, I'm going to give 3 times as much to what's it called? Nidrit stock. You can't be mataneder.
I think it was more than that.
$90,000. No, because he botched up because he said he's going to get $3,000 and then he bought it. He outbid them by bidding like he outbid himself. So basically, he bid like $50,000. And he has to give 50 and 3 times as much because he said he's going to give 3 times whatever it goes for. So he said, I'm not going to pay $3,000 and not get it. So he bought it and he has to pay like it was a ridiculous amount of money. It was like $150,000 he had to pay. It was really not nice. Whatever happened, he was very upset.
Really?
He was crying during Simchas Torah. That's how upset he was.
Did he have the money to give?
What?
Did he have the money to
He
give?
had the money to give, but still, it was a bit of a surprise to the guy.
It usually goes to 3,000 shekel.
Right, normally goes to
like
3,000,
2,000, 2,800, 135,000 shekel.
dollars.
No, he said 135,000 shekel. 135,000 shekels, $35,000.
Ah, right, okay.
Once the guy
I
says,
remember that very well.
So it's too late. You
once
can't
the
be
guy says,
mataneder.
I promise to give 3 times whatever the sum is,
That's
then
a
you got
neder,
like
yeah.
Shmuel,
Yeah.
just, fine, I got
Trying to
$2 million.
convince him to
You're saying it's a nidrit toes. Maybe it's a nidrit toes. I don't know.
If everybody says $2 million, he's gonna give what, $100 million?
Yeah, but someone's going to buy it for $2 million. Who's going to buy it for $2 million?
Yeah, but what if?
They're not buying it, they're just bidding.
No, they're bidding.
They're a shield.
No,
in
based
this
on
case,
the
if you
price,
knew
what they
this guy
pay.
made a netter,
He said, whatever, so hold on, let me just explain the case. He said, whatever someone pays for it, I'll give separately 3 times as much.
separate.
So if someone pays $1 million for it, he'll get it for $1 million, and I'll give another $3 million to the shul. Then someone bid whatever it was, $50,000, whatever, $35,000. So in order to cover, he's like, I'm not going to pay $100,000 and not get chos and whatever it is. So he bid $50,000. He thought it was, I guess his head wasn't working. He bid like 50. So now he has to pay the 50 for the aliyah and 3 times as much.
Oh my goodness.
For whatever it was sold, he's going to pay 3 times as much. You have to pay $150,000.
He thought
The
that
shul
if-
built a beautiful building off his.
He thought that
I
if
know.
he buys, he only has to pay double. But if someone else buys it, he has to pay triple.
Anyway, so take a look in the case. Vani Tomer. I'm very perplexed.
It was a big schuss.
Tremendous chus. Vani Tomer, the Vadel in Stocker, ein Kaufin, the Das Ksasapeskim, the Shum, the Matan Schor Betzida. The reason why you don't force someone to give Stocker is because there's a tremendous chus to give Stocker, right? Matan Schor Betzida.
Is this Goshen?
What? Yeah, Ksasapeskim, second column in this print. We're in the middle of a Ksais over here, right? In the Chof
On the
Gimel.
left side.
Chofav Gimel.
Fine.
Letter Aleph. So it's Matan Schor Betzida. That's why we're not kaifa. Aval. Mash Adam Oimet and Stocker Vaday Kaifin and Gecholak Fies, the Havik Kumain Neder, but Neder Pshita, Father Kaifinan. So he says like this: there's a chilek between a neder and a stalker. It's true that stalker we're not kaifa, because matan schar betzidar. Hashem gives you the schar for stalker. Right? Basically, doesn't come to your house and say, "Did you give stalker this month?" No. Boom, boom, boom. We're taking it from you. But if a guy says, "I'm making a neder, I'm going to give money to the shul, I give whatever it is," that's a neder, and basically is kaifa neder. There's a big difference between stalker and neder. Again, stalker. The guy didn't make a neder to give stalker. They just said, "Did you give stalker this month?" No, we're calling in a bailiff to get stalker from you. So Basin doesn't do that because it's a matan schar betzidar. There's a schus to give stalker, so Basin doesn't force it. But if a guy makes a neder, says a ksais, of course we force it. Vada kaifinan ve'ech nela meineim brisa ruka perikamad Rosh Hashanah. It says in the brisa meit v'sasechat tishmar ze lois esei vasisa asor lebesin shasucha. So when someone says meit v'sasechat tishmar, it's an essay. A lace essay. When a person says,
It's up for essay.
it's,
It's up for essay, right?
yeah, that's what it says there. Hari mavud the kaifim based on kaim neder. It's mafurish Gemara in Rosh Hashanah that we force someone to keep the neder. Okay, Stam, you should know that. So in this case, that happened in our shul. Our shul could have, the guy didn't want to pay, obviously. He went to Rav and said, you don't have to pay, because it was a toss, whatever. Bit of a funny story. He went to Rav and he claimed that they talk in shul, right? That in this shul they talk a lot, and it's not as chus for him to give the money, so he wants to cancel the neder. He wants to cancel the stalker. He said, I'll only give the money if everyone in shul's makabel to stop talking.
Oh, that's great, fantastic. Huh?
That when he's
Thomas,
changing,
he was the main one that told me.
he's changing the netter after he made the netter.
Right, but he was claiming that he only did. He's claiming it's not a schus to give. He went to Rav and said it's not a schus to give money to shul. It's not a stalker if in shul they talk. It's a tremendous kilkul. It's a churban. It's I don't know what it is. So I don't. There's no mitzvah to give. It's only an error to give stalker. This is not stalker. It's a kilkul. It's like give me the avodah zarah. If you say I'm going to give money to a base of avodah zarah, of course you don't have to
You
give.
should ask immediately, why did you make the netter?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't
Obviously,
know. Good
you're
question.
open target.
Let's not ask difficult questions. This is very.
He's looking after his fatarium. He's looking after his, So yeah, so it's a neder. Based in the shul could take it to base and say, listen, you made a neder. So what's it called? I know a guy had a similar story in the shul in Ramot, where my brother-in-law davens. Every year, a guy buys chassid bracious. Every year, it doesn't matter. He's a wealthy guy. Normally goes for 2,000 shekel, 3,000 shekel, 10,000 shekel, whatever it is. He'll bid 10, he'll bid 15. He always bids. One year, strange guy walks in from the street. He looks like, Rahmanas, homeless, and they're bidding, and this guy's just like 20,000 shekel, 30,000 shekel, 40,000 shekel, 50,000 shekel, 100,000 shekel. So eventually the guy said, okay, Ad Khan. This guy, and the question was, does this guy have to pay it? This guy had no intention to buy. He wasn't going to pay. Some homeless guy wasn't going to pay the 50,000 shekel for chassid bracious. He just wanted it, and he was like, I bought it, get lost, go sue me. But they said he doesn't have to pay. It was Pasha. He didn't have das for it, and no one had das for it. But they weren't going to let this guy, who every year for the last 20 years, he's been buying chassid bracious, not get it. So he just outbid this guy, Eventually the guy, I don't know what happened. Eventually he just like, okay.
Oh, yeah, I know it.
Who? The guy that was bidding for Yeah. So you have these crazy stories. It's not like random. It's not like it never exists. So when you go to a place and you bid, you got to know it's a neder, and basically they can be Makai, they can be Makai to get to pay up. This is not stump.
A bid is a neder? No.
Yeah. What is it? It's a. You don't have to say I make a neder. Yeah, it's a kabbalah.
They have the word shield, a guy that makes false bids.
Yeah.
Familiar with that?
No.
So they plant in auctions.
They plant people.
They
Fake
plant
bids.
people to bid. And I was young when I learned that. And so I used to bid just to bid it up.
Upbid. Yeah.
And if I was the one that won, so Baruch Hashem, I won.
Uh-huh.
But
You didn't really want to buy it though. You just wanted to upbid.
yeah,
Okay. So it says take a look in the Sma. Simon Yud Aleph.
Yud.
Yud Eine Klum V'Asa.
Yud.
Yud Aleph.
Come Yud Beis. Yud Aleph.
Eine Klum V'Asa. Right? So,
What does the Rosh say?
Ayin B'Tshuvas HaRosh, which we kind of just saw in the Torah. V'Ator Havi Yishukos
So
Azal.
father.
Yeah. V'Ator Havi Yishukos Azal. V'Afa Pi Shukos B'Shtar Lo De B'Dinei Yaakov. Even though it says in the Shtar, in the contract it says we're going to go to Goy Yishakot, Ein B'Chlal Zeh Shelo Yishamed. Says the Rosh, that does not mean that Shemitah's Shelo Yishamed. It doesn't mean the Shemitah doesn't work. Of course, Shemitah is Mishamet. Shein kavana bezeh elo she'im hu alim. If the guy is strong, v'loitzayis dinah, he doesn't listen to judges. V'loitzayis dinah d'Yisrael she'achichu bedin ha'akum. Avaloi she'yava al divrei Torah. That was the Rosh. The Rosh says that if a guy claims, if they write in the shtar, we're going to go to Goy Shakot, it doesn't mean that the Shemitah is not Mishamet and he still owes the money. No, Shemitah is Mishamet and Kol Tov. Umash min zeh. Now it says, this is a crazy chiddush. Listen to this. Umash min zeh. The hainu daka kosher stam yoden bedinei akum. That's only if they wrote, the contract says, and by the way, we're going to court. Where is this going to be judged? It's going to be judged in Goyish court. Umitam shekosa. Sorry, this delivery guy is, 1 second. Hold on. Hello?
Cookies are burning.
Ma? כן, ממול. רגע, שנייה. אז אני אכתוב לך, בסדר, שנייה.
Yeah, the career.
Sorry, give me 10 seconds. I do apologize.
I want my money back.
We'll get a full refund. He's locked out. Can someone open it? Someone keeps closing that thing every day. not השאיר אותנו בחוץ, תודה רבה. So says the Rosh.
The guy that just walked out.
To Mrs. Asay? Ah.
The pasuk is,
Keep your word.
To mitzvah to keep the neder, and if you don't, okay.
Two halves of the same.
Umashmim is this. It says the sma. Umashmim is the hainu davka mashkos stam shoda b'dinei yakum. That's only if they write. Generally, we'll go to court. Umatam shakos doesn't mean that the lawyer says la'ava divrei Torah. Obviously, what he meant was he didn't mean that we're going to be over divrei Torah. When I say we go to court, I don't mean to be over chasham any yisurim. Avalim kos beferish. If the guy writes beferish b'shtar shmechayev nashe lodin al koponim lifneihem that we're going to go to court. Whatever happens, we're going to court. Then the Rosh is made to the Rif in the Balachumas that they say Shem Ein La Malvas Chuzba Leichala Za Kinyan Davele Kinyan Dvarim. If there's no extra financial schus to go to court, then it's not chal. Avalim Yesh Malvas Chuzba. If he's got an added benefit of going to court, Ein Biyada Kachlach Sabai. You can't be chayza. So what he's saying is the Rosh agrees with the Balachumas and the Rif that if he has an added benefit of going to court, financial kinyan is chal, and then you can go to court. Even the Rosh is maida. If he just says stam, where there's no benefit, then of course not. But if there's an added benefit, the kinyan is chal, and even the Rosh is maida. You could take him to court. The kinyan chala and chosav shnishtabdu loy al oises chus shekibul alav loden lifnei dayanei akum v'loy matzasi misha choylek al zeh. Says the Sma. No one even argues on this. This is the chala deis. We've got a Rif, we've got a Balachumas, and now even the Rosh agrees with the Sma that if he has an added schus of going to court, you can always take a guy to court.
What would be the schus? Give an example.
Shemitah.
Okay.
Eidim psulim.